The movie opens with a superhero named Deadpool, riding in a taxi driven by Dopinder. Deadpool humorously banters with Dopinder, discussing life, love, and crime fighting. Deadpool instructs Dopinder to take him to a bridge, where he plans to confront his enemies. Before Deadpool exits the taxi, he thanks Dopinder and gives him some dubious life advice about winning over a girl. He then positions himself on an overpass, waiting for the convoy of bad guys below. Deadpool dramatically jumps off the overpass and lands in a car, starting a high-octane fight sequence. With his acrobatic moves, quick gunfire and brutal hand-to-hand combat, Deadpool takes out several henchmen with his moves while cracking jokes. While fighting, he causes a multi-car pileup, with vehicles crashing into each other as Deadpool takes out the henchmen. Deadpool's primary target is Francis. He is determined to get answers from him about his transformation and seek revenge for the torture he endured. During the fight, the scene flashes back before he became Deadpool, where a pizza delivery guy, Jeremy, knocks on the door and is greeted by a man who opens it. Jeremy asks if the man ordered a pizza. The man is confused and insists he didn't order any pizza. Wade Wilson suddenly walks out of the bathroom, catching both the man and the delivery guy off guard. Wade is there for Jeremy, the pizza delivery guy. He explains that Jeremy has been stalking a young girl and making her life miserable. He gives a speech about the consequences of Jeremy's actions and how stalking is not only creepy but dangerous. He stresses that Jeremy needs to stop what he's doing. Jeremy is visibly terrified. He tries to explain himself, but Wade is having none of it. Wade's imposing presence and clear threat leaves Jeremy with no choice but to comply. Later, Wade meets a beautiful young lady named Vanessa, at a bar. They hit it off immediately, bonding over their dark humor and troubled past. Their conversation naturally progresses to them deciding to spend more time together. They agree to go on a date, and Wade suggests a carnival. They play various carnival games, showcasing their competitive sides. They challenge each other, making bets and trying to outdo one another. The scene shifts to Christmas Eve, clearly showing that their relationship has elevated to them living together. As Wade was about to make love to Vanessa, he collapses to the floor. The next day, Vanessa brings Wade to the doctor's office after he experienced severe and alarming symptoms. The news they receive is devastating. Wade is diagnosed with advanced, terminal cancer that has spread to multiple organs, including his liver, lungs, prostate, and brain. Wade is initially in shock, with having no idea to what he should do. A few days later, Vanessa tells Wade that they will fight his cancer together and that she won't let him die. Her words are a mix of hope and determination, aimed at reassuring Wade and herself. She begs Wade to take treatments, but he fears the loss of his physical strength and independence, which he takes great pride in. He tells her that he wants her last memory of him to be his healthy self, and not some thinner version of him. Later, the recruiter invites Wade to join a secret program that specializes in advanced and unconventional treatments. This program is not publicly known and operates under the radar. The program's goal is to transform participants into heroes, with extraordinary abilities, and it is implied that Wade's participation will grant him significant enhancements beyond just curing his cancer. Wade's desperation to escape his terminal cancer makes the offer appealing, as he is willing to consider drastic measures for a chance at survival and a new lease on life. The next day, Wade is taken to a secretive and clandestine facility where the experimental treatment is to be conducted. This facility is not publicly known and is designed to carry out the treatment away from prying eyes. Various medical personnel and scientists are on hand, overseeing the treatment. They are responsible for administering the experimental procedure and monitoring Wade's progress. He's approached by Ajax, who is the leader of the program that promises to cure Wade's cancer through an experimental treatment. However, Ajax's true intentions are far more sinister. He is interested in using the program to create superhuman individuals with regenerative abilities, but at a significant cost to the participants. He injects Wade with the treatment and shortly he's knocked out because he can't keep his mouth shut. After the procedure, they inflict severe pain and distress on Wade as part of the experiment. Ajax believes that by pushing Wade to the brink of death, he can trigger the regenerative process that will give Wade his superpowers. Wade is locked in an oxygen deprivation chamber by Ajax as a final measure to trigger his mutant abilities. This chamber is designed to gradually remove oxygen, causing extreme stress and pain. As the oxygen levels drop, Wade struggles for air, pushing his body to its limits. The intense stress and pain from the oxygen deprivation finally trigger Wade's latent mutant genes. His body begins to rapidly heal from injuries, but causes severe disfigurement, leaving Wade with a permanently scarred face and body. As Ajax's assistant Angel Dust was about to make Wade's restraints tighter, Wade manages to headbutt her. Fortunately, Angel Dust, who often chews on a matchstick, drops it during the headbutt. Once Ajax and Angel Dust leave, Wade then uses his tongue to maneuver the matchstick from his mouth to his hands. Than manages to strike the matchstick against his nails, creating a spark. Wade uses the matchstick to set fire to the chamber. The fire spreads quickly due to the confined space and the oxygen deprivation system, causing an explosion. The explosion damages the chamber, allowing Wade to escape the facility. The next day, Wade stalks Vanessa from afar, hoping she'll welcome him even though he has scars all over his body. As he walks behind her, he sees people looking at him in disgust. Feeling ashamed and fearful of Vanessa's reaction, Wade decides not to return to her immediately and walks away. Wade goes to his friend Weasel, where he explains his situation. Weasel tries to console him but also jokes about his appearance, which doesn't help Wade's self-esteem. Weasel suggests that Wade should either wear a mask or find a way to fix his face, but Wade is determined to hunt down Ajax to force him to reverse the procedure. Wade is now driven by his quest for revenge against Ajax, and takes on small-time criminals, honing his skills and refining his look. His first attempts at vigilantism are clumsy and not very effective. His crude costume makes it difficult for him to fight properly, and he realizes he needs something more functional and protective. Wade chooses the color red for his suit, reasoning that it will hide the blood stains from his enemies, which is both practical and a bit of dark humor. He combines this with black accents to create a visually striking appearance. Deadpool catches up with the recruiter. Using his unique blend of humor and brutality, he interrogates him to get Ajax's whereabouts. The next day, Deadpool goes back to his apartment that he shares with an old lady named Althea. She is Deadpool's roommate and close confidant, providing comic relief and a unique companionship. Their interactions are filled with dark humor and witty exchanges. Despite her blindness, Al makes sharp, insightful comments, and even giving advice to Deadpool. She reassures Wade that Vanessa loves him for who he is, not just for his appearance. She tells him that his fear of rejection due to his disfigurement is something he needs to confront. In the evening, Vanessa finishes her shift at the strip club and sees a figure waiting for her in the dark. She assumes it's Wade, only for it to be Ajax. Along with his henchwoman Angel Dust, they are there to use her as leverage against Deadpool. Shortly, Deadpool gets out looking for Vanessa but finds her purse on the ground, realizing she's been kidnapped. The next day, Deadpool approaches the front door of the X-Mansion and rings the doorbell. Teenage Warhead opens the door and Deadpool makes his usual sarcastic comments about the size of the mansion and the lack of X-Men around, jokingly noting that he only ever sees Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. He promises he'll join the X-Men, if only they help him save Vanessa. They agree and they all squeeze into the cab. Deadpool continues to crack jokes and talk about their mission to rescue Vanessa. Teenage Warhead is unimpressed by Deadpool's antics but is supportive of the mission. She remains stoic and reserved while Deadpool engages in his usual banter. The taxi arrives at a rundown, industrial area. The three exit the taxi and look at the warehouse from a distance. As they get closer to the warehouse, they encounter a few guards and Ajax makes it known he can see them. He sends Angel Dust to fight them. While he stays up and watches, Angel Dust goes for Colossus and they have an intense battle showcasing their strength. Meanwhile, Deadpool fights off the guards and unalives them by slicing each guard with his sword. Deadpool finally gets to Ajax and they immediately fight using their weapons and showcasing their skills. Deadpool uses a mix of martial arts, acrobatics, and weaponry, while Ajax relies on his superior strength and combat training. The rundown ship falls apart and Deadpool gets Vanessa back into the chamber in order to save her from being crashed. Later, Colossus and Teenage Warhead get Vanessa out from the rubble. Elsewhere, Deadpool finally catches Ajax but Colossus pleads to him saying, "Heroes don't unalive people," and asks him to spare Ajax. Before finishing his speech, Deadpool unalives Ajax. Later, Deadpool confronts Vanessa and apologizes for his past actions and his prolonged absence. He expresses deep regret for not being there for her and for the hurt he caused. She demands to see his face but Deadpool is still ashamed, telling her that he's not the same way as she remembers, assuring him that she doesn't care. She takes off the masks and promises she's never going to stop loving him and share a kiss. Make sure to like and subscribe for more notifications. Until next time. See you soon.